everybody, welcome! Today we are doing my January 2022 TBR, and I'm just going to take a moment to let that sink in. My January 2022 TBR. Where has my 2021 gone? Like, are you experiencing the same as me? Like, it just flew by and now it's gone and it's... Seriously, we're going to be in 2020. What's going on here? Anyway, with New Year's comes new changes, and this channel is no exception. So you'll see a big surprising change to my TBRs coming up in just a moment. But before I do move on, not only will you see a change with this TBR, but in my next couple of videos we're going to go over goals. My next video will be my 2021 goals that I had. Did I achieve them? Did I not? We'll find out. Then after that, the next video after that, I'm going to do my 2022 goals. So what are my goals for next year? And one of them is to do with today's TBR video we're going through and my TBRs for the remainder of, or for the entirety of 2022. But to ensure that you don't miss anything, please hit that subscribe button. It will really help my channel to continue to grow. We reached over 300 subscribers this year, which is so fantastic. You guys are amazing. My channel has had a wonderful boost this year, so thank you very, very much. And be sure to hit that notification bell, ding, to ensure that you do not miss any of the videos that I do put out. But let's get back to the January 2022 TBR, where I give away one of the goals that I have for 2022, because otherwise you're going to be thinking, Mr. Francy, this is not like your usual. Well, that goal is going to be to have 6 books and no more on every single TBR that I do in 2022, and I'll explain why. So, about a month or so ago, I was very, very, very quickly enrolled into what we in Australia call university, or what you might overseas refer to as college. For those of you who don't know this, I am studying my bachelor degree in arts, majoring in literature, which, I mean, when you think about it, makes a lot of sense. But I'm very excited to do this. Unfortunately, for my channel as well as for my reading, I know that to Americanize it, my college experience is going to take up a lot of my time, and therefore I don't want to be stressing myself out, especially in the first month of the year, by putting my usual 12 to 13 books onto a TBR. Now, this is not to say that I will only read 6 books. I may not even get through 6 books. I may read a heck of a lot more, but I only want to put 6 on my TBR each month so that the stress and the pressure that I impose on myself, no one else puts it on me, I do it myself, is halved. Generally I do 12, now I'm going to do 6. Now that you know that, all of that potentially necessary or unnecessary information, depending on who you are, let's talk about the books. And the first thing that I need to tell you is I only have one of the physical books on me, so a lot of them I'm just going to be putting up onto the screen. Before I tell you the books, actually, I do need to tell you that I am getting involved in 2 reading challenges in January. I have never gotten involved in a reading challenge before, and this is not because I haven't wanted to. Generally speaking, it was because I had my TBR set and ready to go before I found out about a reading challenge, and then it was more about backpedaling and seeing if any of the books I already had and I'd already filmed my TBR, if it would work, and generally speaking, it wouldn't. But fortunately, I've had two channels that have let me know well in advance that they're going to have reading challenges going on in January. And so, of course, with that well in advance notice, I was able to jump on board, which made me really, really happy. So the first reading challenge that I'm going to be involved in is going to be the Mary Poppins Readathon, which Lee, through Dark Roots Creations, has set up. And I'm very intrigued to do this one. If you would like to get involved in this one, let me know in the comments below and I will send you her way. She has a wonderful Discord and she has about 9 prompts for that one. I think I'm filling about 3 of them. But I'm happy to be involved in that one because I love, love, love Dame Julie Andrews. So I've seen the Mary Poppins film as well as Sound of Music, but the Mary Poppins film that many times that, I have to do this. And I have never read the book. So we'll get onto that in a moment. The second reading challenge that I'm getting involved in, which is going to take up a lot of my reading time, is Zach and Casey from Books and Bob's New Beginnings Readathon, which is basically a readathon that we're doing where everyone who wants to be involved is divided into two teams, one that is led by Zach and the other that is led by Casey, and both of them do the videos on their Books and Bops channel. I have been placed onto Casey's team, so just for 2 minutes, yay Team Casey! I mean, I would have said yay Team Zach if I was on his team, but you know, may the best team win and all that. It is done with really good spirits and really good intentions. So, you know, I say that with a lot of fun. So do keep that in mind as we do move along. Also, all of the books that I'm going to be showing you on my January 2022 TBR are going to be a buddy read of some sort. It just worked out that way. So I'm really happy that at least one other person is going to join me for every book that I read. This has never happened for me before, so I'm very excited about that. All right, I know you've been waiting a long time, so let's get into those books. I like to go into my books blind, so I'm not going to give you a premise here. You can look them up on Goodreads if you wish, but that's just me. I go into them blind, so I have no expectations going in. That's just how I like to do it. But the first book that I'm going to be reading starting on January 1st is going to be a buddy read that I am doing with the lovely Casey over on Books and Bops, and that is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I'm trying to find her name. There it is in very small writing. By Erin Morgenstern. This is not the edition that I necessarily wanted. I've seen one that has a Ferris wheel in the background. I assume this is the UK edition. I picked it up today at my bookstore. It's the only physical book I have on me for my physical TBR. Shout out to Zachary, who's also on Books and Bops, who doesn't like this book. So sorry, Zach, just look away for a moment. But this is the first book that I'm going to be reading. I'm reading it with Casey. I'm really looking forward to doing a buddy read with her, and we are starting that one on the 1st of January. The next book that I'm going to be buddy reading is this book, which is Class Reunions Are Murder by Libby Klein. This is an adult cozy mystery, and I am really looking forward to doing a whole ton of cozy mystery reads in 2022. Thanks to the wonderful Stormy from Storm Reads, this book has been chosen, and I'm really looking forward to doing yet another buddy read with Stormy. I did a couple with her this month, and so that's the one we'll be reading, and that's the second book that I'll read in January. The third book that I'm going to be reading in the month of January 2022 is this book, Becoming by Michelle Obama. This is going to be one of very, very few non-fiction books that I will read for next year. I don't read a lot of non-fiction, but I like to mix it up and every now and again try a non-fiction. Generally speaking, they are memoirs, as is this one. This is the Mum and Me pick for 2022. So for those of you who are new to my channel, at some point earlier this year in 2021, my mother and I decided that we would have our own buddy reads called the Mum and Me Buddy Read, and it's been a whole lot of fun. So for January, our pick is Becoming by Michelle Obama. If you'd like to join me, please feel free to check out the link to my Discord, which is linked below, and you can come along and buddy read it with us. The next book that I'm going to be reading in January of 2021, I have struggled to find a physical copy of anywhere. I have gone bookstore to bookstore to bookstore, and I cannot find it. But that's fine. I have an audio copy, so at least I'll be able to listen to it. And that is the Books and Bob's Patreon buddy read. It's been a while since I've done a Patreon buddy read, but I'm really excited to be buddy reading a book with Zach and Casey and all of their patrons. The book that we're going to be reading for January of 2022, I've been saying 2021 all this time, for 2022, is this book called Confessions. I am hoping not to butcher the author's name, but it is by Kanai Minato. I hope I'm right there. If it's Japanese, it will be Minato. So I hope I'm saying it right. Kanai Minato. I hope that's right. This is an adult thriller, and I mean, I love my thrillers when they're done well. And in this past year, aside from books, I've been watching a number of thriller films here and there, and I have to say that Asian thriller films are fantastic. So if this book, being a Japanese-inspired thriller, is if the movies of Asian thrillers are anything to go by, this book will be fantastic. I'm right up my alley. So I'm definitely looking forward to that one. The next book that I plan to read in January of 2022 is the titular title for the Mary Poppins read-along that I'm doing with Lee from Dark Roots Creation, and that is Mary Poppins by P.L. Travers. This is an adult classic book. Interesting story. As much as I have seen the original Mary Poppins film with Julie Andrews many times, I've never read the original work, but I've always wanted to. And now there's no more excuses because we have a buddy read going with it. So I'm so excited to get to the magical nanny that flies around with an umbrella. Lee, I'm really looking forward to that one. I said that I would have 6 books on my TBR for January 2022. It is going to be 7 because there was a book that came up at the last minute. Before I tell you that last minute book, my 6th book that I plan to read in January of 2022 is this book, which is Assaulted Caramel by Amanda Flower. I actually ordered this book through Amazon a long time ago, and I'm still waiting for it to arrive. So I can't wait for it to get here. I have a goal to read as many cozies as I can next year. I've already alluded to this, but I'm really excited to get onto this one. I'm hoping to have at least 2 cozy mysteries that I read every single month next year. So this will be my 2nd cozy, and I believe it is part of the Amish Candy Shop Mystery Series. Don't quote me, I did not write it down. But if you want to buddy read this with me, let me know. I know that the lovely ladies at Killing Time with Cozies read this entire series last year. But if you know me, then you know that my favourite sweet flavour is caramel, or what you might call caramel, but I call it caramel. I love caramel. So the idea of a book that has the title Caramel on the cover, I am there. Amanda Flower, take me away. So if you want to buddy read this with me, then click on the Discord link in the description and come along and join me for that read. Now we're going to talk about the book that came up at the last minute. So when I say last minute, I ended up placing this book onto my TBR maybe 2 hours before filming this video. But I was really happy to see that Tiffany from the Beach Bum Bookworm was looking to do a buddy read in January 2022. I've always wanted to do a buddy read with Tiffany, and now it seems that I am. Maybe more than one if I have time, but if I don't, at least one. And the book that Tiffany and I are going to be buddy reading is this book, A Killer Cupcake by Fiona Grace. Once again, this is an adult cozy mystery. Tiffany from the Beach Bum Bookworm, generally speaking, only reads cozy mysteries, and I love that. So pretty much anytime she wants to buddy read, I think I'll be on board because it will help me reach that goal. But I'm excited to get into this one too. Who knew I was going to read 3 cozies in 1 month out of 7 books? It's nearly half of my books are going to be cozies. Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy. But that is it. Those are all of the books that I plan to read for the month of January 2022. Once again, to stipulate, I may not get to all of these books, but I'm going to do my very, very best. And if I end up having more time, then I will read more. But I don't want to stress myself out too much. I was, of course, very happy to add the 7th one because, as I said, I've always wanted to buddy read with Tiffany. So I'm happy to add that one. Tiffany, please don't feel guilty. I'm happy to read it. But yeah, from now on, you are just going to see 6 books from me each month for my TBR. And then if I do more, then you should learn about that through, or not should, but you will learn about that if you watch my reading vlogs that I do in 2022. But in the meantime, that is where I am going to leave it, letting you guys go with peace, blessings, and so much love. What do you plan to read in January of 2022? List a couple of your books that you plan to read down in the comments below. I love chatting with you guys, and thank you for all the support that you have shown me and my channel. This has been an amazing year for me. Not only has my channel grown, but I've made some true friends, and I just value each and every one of you. So if you are returning here, thank you for coming back and watching another one of my videos and supporting it, and please leave a comment because I love your comments. And if you are new here, welcome to the Mr. Francy Reads family. But that is where I will leave it. So I post videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and I'll see you again soon. Mwah! And of course, happy reading!